Welcome to Ladder Decks, where I discuss all types of decks that are played in Hearthstone's standard, competitive, ranked mode. Today's deck sort of falls in the category of all types of decks, as it's not really a viable deck to ladder with, but it's a fun deck nonetheless. This deck is also the first control deck we've ever talked about on Ladder Decks. It is a Concede Shaman deck. This particular list I got from apDrop, who is a great Hearthstone streamer. I'll list his info below, and you can go check him out. I like to talk about the new cards that are in decks first before we get into the whole deck list. So let's talk about the new cards. So the first card up from Whispers of the Old Gods is Stormcrack. Now this is a 2 mana cost spell that deals 4 damage to a minion with overload of 1. This card is sort of a Crackle replacement, and I actually really like it. Maybe a lot of people think it's kind of like whatever, but I really like the consistency of knowing what this is gonna do when I play it. Unlike Crackle, where it's random, and it just pisses me off. Anyway, on to the next card. We have Halaziel, the Ascended. Now this card Crip released and talked really highly of it when he did. It's a cool card, honestly. Unfortunately, the meta kind of, sort of worked out so it wasn't all control. Like it sort of started out and like people thought it was gonna be. So I don't know if this card will ever really fit into any decks, but it's still a cool card nonetheless. So it's a 5 mana 4/6 minion that whenever your spells deal damage, you restore that much health to your hero. I don't know, it's a cool ability that hasn't been done before. I like the card a lot, and I am kind of bummed that it's not really able to fit into the meta right now, but that's another reason why I like this deck and what makes this deck cool. So now let's take a look at the deck list. It's kind of an expensive list. It's 13,000 dust, so don't go out and craft this deck if you don't have these cards. Like, not a big deal at all. It's not a highly competitive deck. It's just fun. And if you want to try and deck like this, you can sub out a lot of the legendaries for different things. So yeah, don't worry about the exact list if you can't make the deck. It's fine. So let's talk about some interesting cards in this deck. First up, we have Healing Wave. It's not being played in either of the other Shaman variants, the mid-range or aggro Shaman on ladder right now. It's a pretty interesting card, and in this deck, it has a big purpose. It keeps you alive, and with all the big legendaries in this deck that you have, you're almost guaranteed to win the joust. So this card definitely helps you just stay alive and do what this deck wants to do. But it's kind of a cool card to see too, because you don't see it very often. So I thought that was an interesting inclusion, but definitely a necessary inclusion in this deck. All right, so next up we have Justicar Trueheart, which, you know, is a card you see for sure. You see it in Warrior, you see it in Priest, you see it in Paladin from time to time, especially the new N'Zoth Paladin. You don't ever see it in Shaman, like, ever. So I bet most of you have no idea what this even does in Shaman. So it turns your Totemic Call into Totemic Slam, which, instead of just summoning a random totem onto the board, allows you to pick which totem you want to summon, and also allows you to play more than one totem of each kind. So you can have duplicates of one kind of totem, whereas the normal hero power, if you play it 4 times in a row and none of your totems get removed from the board in those 4 turns, then you can't actually play your hero power anymore. Like on the 5th turn, you won't be able to hero power because you can only have those 4 individual totems from the hero power on the board. Now you could play like Tuskar Totemic and get a copy of one of the other ones like that, but from the hero power, you can't duplicate the totems on the board. But playing Justicar and turning your hero power into Totemic Slam allows you to do that. So it's kind of cool, and in this deck, it serves kind of a purpose. Because basically the purpose of this deck is to stay alive and exhaust your opponent's resources until they just concede. So you rarely ever actually kill your opponent with this deck. Most of the time, they just concede. Justicar Trueheart being in this deck definitely serves that purpose. And the next interesting card, I think, that you don't really see often in constructed decks is Nefarian. I know he was tried out like when he came out a lot and whatever. I wasn't playing Hearthstone at the time, but he's just a really slow, big minion. So he's not used very much. Not even in a lot of dragon builds, because he just doesn't do a lot when he comes out. Sure, he puts 2 random spells in your hand, but typically you can't play those spells when you play Nefarian, or the turn you play Nefarian, so it doesn't really affect anything other than putting a big body on the board. And that's pretty much what this is. You know, it's putting a body on the board, but adding cards to your hand to just give you more resources to outlast your opponent. So in this case, it does serve the purpose of the Concede deck. And it's just an interesting inclusion. So I also kind of want to mention Yogg-Saron here because I really hate Yogg-Saron, I'm not gonna lie. Yogg-Saron is a dumb card, and I hate that I'm seeing it in competitive tournaments. In a tournament last weekend, an invitational tournament that Xfinity put on, there were I think several decks that had Yogg-Saron in them. So it's in this deck because it's a fun deck, and that's okay, it's fine. It's just another thing to have, it's not necessary or whatever, but I'm not a fan of Yogg-Saron, we'll just say that now. Alright, so how do we play this deck? So mulligans are basically, you're looking for the early game stuff. You want your removals, you want your healing waves, you want your, even Elise is okay to keep because it's a fairly early minion you can play, even though it's turn 4 or turn 3 at the earliest with the coin. It's still considered like an early minion for this game, or for this deck. Also, you can keep Harrison if you're up against a weapon class like Warrior. There's tons of Warriors on ladder right now. It's actually okay probably to keep a Harrison Jones. Even maybe against a Shaman, maybe not so much against Shaman because they're so aggressive. You really want to try and get your healing waves and your lightning storms in your hand so you can survive. But if something like a Warrior, like you know, it's a control Warrior, especially, like, you know, you can keep Harrison Jones and get that value off of Harrison Jones. So really, the gameplay is stay alive. That's pretty much it. There's not much more. Like, if you stay alive, you're gonna win. Unless the only time that may not be true is if you're playing Control Warrior, because Control Warrior can typically outlast you. So you got to be smart playing Control Warrior. Now, granted, here's a caveat: I am not a control deck master by any means. It's one of my weakest deck types in Hearthstone. Unfortunately, I like the idea of it, but I think I'm impatient with things. So I've got to work on my control game. Stay alive with this deck and you'll win. Wait till your opponent builds up boards and get value out of your AoEs. You only have 4 AoEs in the deck anyway. 2 Lightning Storms and 2 Elemental Destructions. So don't throw away a Lightning Storm and like 2 minions. You know, like you can take some damage. You have healing options. You have taunts. You have things in this deck that will help you stay alive. Your hexes, your storm cracks. You know, and if you can get a good Blood Mage turn off with a Lightning Storm, you know, be sure to do that. You know, really try to get value out of your AoE spells. Also, don't forget some of your synergies, like with Halaziel, obviously, for healing with either or Elemental Destruction or Lightning Storm. If you can get that turn off, that's really good. And keeping Halaziel on the board longer is just gonna keep you alive longer as well. And admittedly, it's hard to do because it's definitely a minion that your opponent is gonna really focus on getting rid of. Also, keep in mind your mana management with your Overload Crystals. Don't forget about Lava Shock and how to tie that into your turns to get you the most out of your mana. Also, another early game card you can keep in your hand that I forgot to mention was Mana Tide Totem. Don't necessarily try to get so much value out of the Mana Tide Totem. I mean, he's good for card draw, but really he's better for like a pseudo taunt minion that you can throw on the board that your opponent wants to get rid of. So it'll help you save some damage to your face. So to that end, feel free to play it as a defensive play, and not just try and get value out of the card draw aspect of it. Basically, like I said before, you just win by surviving. Because you're gonna remove their board, and remove their board, and remove their board. You're gonna heal, you're gonna remove their board, and continue to do this until they have nothing left to do. Especially with decks that flood the board like Aggro Shaman or even Totem Shaman and Zoo. You're just going to get rid of anything they can do. They're going to run out of cards, and even with their card draw, they're going to be out of options. Especially when you use your healing waves and you heal for 14 each time. You know, it's like a Reno Jackson. You know, but then add in Halaziel, and you've got another Reno Jackson. And then you have all these big threats after big threats in the late game that they can't keep up with even if they try. So I guess the only aspect of this deck that is difficult is the fact that you need certain cards at certain times in the game, and if you don't get those cards when you need them, then you're gonna lose. So staying alive is of utmost importance in the early game, and then you can you can keep up with things and just put down big threats at the end, and they'll just concede. It happens every time you win. I don't think I ever actually beat anybody with this deck. They all just conceded, all the games that I won. So it's kind of a fun game from that standpoint. A little annoying for sure for your opponent, you know, but hey, you know, that's Hearthstone, right? It can be annoying sometimes. So yeah, that's the deck. You know, if you feel like playing something different on ladder and sick of the same old shaman, you know, give it a try and have fun. It's a good time. So check out the videos I got, some of the games I played, and definitely check out apDrop's stream and follow him on Twitter. And I'll see you guys later. Never says the right thing. Okay. So we have Zoo, I assume, up first, which is going to be interesting. Now this deck is hold on one moment. Sorry. Okay, sorry, back in it. Alright, so we don't want this. Maybe we want one of these. Maybe not. Honestly, don't really know. One of them's probably not bad, right? Okay. That's gonna make Zoo real sad. On the other hand, if this is a Reno Jackson, a Reno Warlock, I'm not really sure how to play this out.
I wonder.
Okay, it's not. It's Zoo. I'm pretty sure this deck should wreck Zoo pretty well. I think drawing cards is good here, right? Because I'm okay if he loads the board up. So let's draw some cards.
Job's done.
I mean, I do have the Elemental Destruction with the Lava Shock and a Healing Wave.
Get it out! Get it out!
The light protects me.
Also have this,
Job's done.
which I can play to have him, you know, target my stuff. Or target this instead of my face. The Elemental Destruction overloads me for 5. It doesn't even clear his whole board, necessarily.
I wonder.
I wonder as well. Maybe I'm just dead here, I don't know. Do I need a Lightning Storm here? No. Maybe I just Elise.
I wonder.
See, this is where I don't really know what I'm doing. Like, what the best options are here. I mean, he does have a lot of damage on board. If we're gonna have both of these run into here, that would be ideal. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. How do I lose already? It's pretty retarded. Okay. Huh. Damn. See, this is the thing. If I could just survive this hump here, I think I'm okay. Nice. That was good. A lot of good things there.
There is little time.
I just need to get a Halazeal elemental destruction turn.
Buying or selling.
But I got Healing Wave here. So that sort of resets me for a little bit. Could even just Lightning Storm this turn. I don't know that I need to, though. Huh. Let's see what happens. If I win the Joust, I don't think I need to Lightning Storm. If I lose the Joust, I probably Lightning Storm. Oh yeah, I forgot. It's a targetable spell. That was almost bad. Okay. So in this case, I think I can play Mana Tide Totem. Sweet, another Healing Wave. So that sucked up 3 damage, which is okay. I think we hexed that. And then just Lightning Storm.
What to do?
Put this apple on your head.
Why do you fall?
This has definitely got to be annoying for him for sure. Huh. I guess the question is he playing Doomguard?
What to do?
I think we can do this. I think it's okay. That's the first time I've ever played this card. It's pretty cool. Alright, I figured he'd try to get rid of it. It's fine. I still got another Healing Wave. I've got my other Elemental Destruction in hand. I've got Nefarian. I mean, pretty good to go here. Not too worried. I mean, obviously that happens, but who gives a shit? I just hex it. Then Elemental Destruction. Actually, I just Elemental Destruction anyway. I don't even need to hex it. That's looking pretty good. Oh shit, I didn't heal myself. I healed nothing. I'm retarded. I keep forgetting that that's a targetable spell. Hello, Dabak. I am playing for fun. I totally fucked up though, but it's okay.
The light protects me.
My shield
I keep forgetting that Healing Wave's a targetable spell. So he could come back and win this after my complete and utter fuck up here. I was wondering why that didn't help or heal me. I'm retarded. I had this game in lockdown until I fucked that up. Now he could come back and win.
Put this apple on your head.
It's definitely a possibility.
Get in there and fight, maggot.
I think we'll leave this up to a Yogg Saron though. See what happens.
Why do you call?
Got 9 spells on Yogg here. Blizzard's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's not so good. Me? Please? Oh, that is awesome. Holy shit. Okay, whatever. What an amazing Yogg. Well, it doesn't do anything. Well, that was a pretty good Yogg, though. Okay. Yogg didn't actually kill himself. That's... I've never seen that. Yogg always kills himself. Let's see what we roll here. Okay. Definitely can just go ahead and hex that. Get that out of the way. Yeah, we can do this. It's fine. And this is why they call it Concede Shaman. Because your opponent just concedes. You don't actually ever win.
You win this time.
Wow, that was one of the best Yoggs ever.
Throw versus throw.
For Doomhammer.
I'm not sure what else I could have done there, honestly, so... Probably something, but I don't know. I guess I could have killed some of his guys, maybe. Another shaman. No. Keep Healing Wave. Keep Elise. Something to put out. That's pretty terrible. Maybe I should have mulliganed Elise off. Try and get the, AoE I need. Okay. Man, these control decks. I don't know. Maybe I should have just healed there. I mean, I could have healed, but Just didn't think I needed to.
The light protects me.
Damn divine shields, man. That's a good draw. Play that on turn 5
You have the artifact.
with Blood Mage if I need to. You probably didn't expect that. Most of these guys aren't going to be expecting this deck. I mean, it's not like a good deck, it's just... I don't know. It's a fun deck. It's a lot of damage next turn. 6, 7, 8, and 9. Turn 5, he could Doomhammer for 4 more, or he could just do some other shenanigans.
I wonder.
I don't think he can kill me next turn, though. So maybe we wait one more turn.
What to do?
That might deter some damage. Or prevent some damage, rather. May not, though. If he's got a fuck ton of damage, he might just push it all face. Okay, so we'll take out the totem. That's fine. And now we can clear the board.
We hunger for vengeance.
Hey Ninja, what's up? I don't know if you're in the stream or not. So I'll just reply here. Alright. That was good. Good turn by me. Okay, cool. Cool, man. Oh, wow. Good thing I got Healing Wave. Because that would suck. Ooh, man, I really wish I could play Harrison Jones, but I definitely have to play this Healing Wave right here. Nice, nice. Now I can play Harrison Jones next turn. Oh yeah, I forgot you're in the stream. Just streaming and stuff, man. Streaming, making videos, doing all the things, you know. What's funny is I've been ranking up much faster in my free-to-play account than I have in this account. But I've been trying to play other decks in this account. So I'll burn a card, but I don't really care that much. Much rather get rid of the Doomhammer here. Yeah, I've mostly just been trying to get content for this, with this account, since I've got, you know, all the cards and everything. I can build all kinds of decks. Okay, that's not too bad. Alright, this seems pretty good. We'll just heal up a casual, you know, back up to 30. And he should be conceding here in a minute.
Greetings, friend. You win this one.
Yep. That's why they call it Concede Shaman. Honestly, don't expect to do that well with this deck. For one thing, I'm not good with control decks. Another thing, it's not that strong a deck, especially with all these Zoo and Shaman and stuff. Honestly, like, it is a strong deck if I can get the cards in my hand. Like, I just win. I think I'm actually going to keep this hand. That's another thing. I'm not even sure what to keep exactly. I don't mind keeping the Ancestral Knowledge because it draws me 2 cards. And these early turns, I'm not doing anything anyway.
Get it out! Get it out!
Except rolling Taunt Totems. Or just totems, not Taunt Totems. Two and 3 so far. Not so good. Could just hex that preemptively. I mean, that's definitely a good hex target before it gets out of control. Just gives me a little more time.
Job's done.
So I have 3 mana next turn. I could Lava Shock, I don't know. I don't think that's really that big a deal. Might just Mana Tide Totem.
It's getting hot in here!
Lightning Storm's not bad. It's not great either. I think I can be a little bit greedier. I think we just do this.
Job's done.
That'll pull some of the damage off of me. I don't think he can kill me this turn. Maybe he can if he's got... Well, if he's got Leroy, it's still not lethal. Man, I've noticed this. I've seen this lately. Some people playing this shit. It's really weird in Zoo, for sure. Okay. Ooh, there we go. There we go. Huh. No, I didn't, Ninja. I did not. Alright, let's just go for it. Oh no! Boom. pretty good board clear.
Put this apple on your head.
Get it out! Get it out! Get in there and fight, maggot!
Of course, he just builds a board right back up. Just like Zoo likes to do. I think I just Healing Wave, and then, yeah. And then Taunt Totem? Or Thing from Below, rather. I think that's good enough. I'm sorry, man. Honestly, I'm making my own luck by playing this deck right now, but it's whatever. It's no big deal. If I would recommend any deck to you right now, it would be Zoo. Zoo is, I don't know, for whatever reason, super strong if you know how to play it well. On my free-to-play account today, I won like 7 games out of 8. Went from rank... The hell rank was I at? 14 to 12 in under an hour.
I wonder.
Yeah, it was alright. For sure. Let's see what this does here. Okay, well, I guess we gotta play this then. I don't agree with that card being in the deck, honestly. I think that's not a good spot to have in your Zoo deck. Or not a good card to have a spot filled in your Zoo deck with a Mortal Coil. I think there are far better cards. Face. God damn it. Not that it matters that much, but you know. Well, that's good.
I wonder.
I don't think he's played any Power Overwhelmings. It's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Only, wow. And an abusive. Alright, we'll play this then, just to be safe. I don't really care about the dragon synergy of it. I just don't want him to Leroy and like double Power Overwhelming and a bunch of other nonsense to burst me down right now, which he could actually. I'd much rather him spend his Power Overwhelming having to kill that thing off. That wasn't okay. That was a legit Power Overwhelming from his deck, not one he got from Peddler.
I'll get right out.
See, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I wonder.
Well, ordering doesn't really matter. Well, other than doing the elemental destruction before I play minions. And doing the lava shock last. Other than that, ordering doesn't matter. So that is to say, yes, ordering does matter here. Alright, so this. This. That.
Put this apple on your head.
Well played.
You win this time.
That's how you win with this deck. You never get to kill them. They always just concede.